Hello, everybody. I'm on the phone lines recording inside of StreamYard. On the TV screen, you're going to see Sheila K, the singer. She hosts open mic. She does her own productions called Stories. She did tributes to major singers across the board. Say hello to everybody, Sheila K.
What's up, everybody? Hello, music community.
All right. Let's talk about open mic. How did you get started in hosting open mics all across Seattle and Tacoma?
That's funny. It happened years ago.
Years
Excuse
ago?
me. Yeah, when remember HD Hotspurs that used to be in Kent?
Yes.
So they were having this open mic on Sundays called Spotlight Sundays. And there was a band that used to host there. And what was that band called? It was Derek Lockhart's band. I think it was called anyway, I can't remember the name of it right now, but I started hosting that show. So that's how I got started. And then I had
Now,
my own.
when you host the show over there at HD Hot Sports Spotlight Sunday, did you also sing?
Mhm. Oh yeah, sang too.
Sang with the band?
Yes.
Wow. That
Well,
was a
that's what.
few,
Sorry, go
that's
ahead.
how you got started?
That's how I got started doing hosting open mic. That was the first time I hosted. That was back
Wow.
like 2008, 2009, something like that.
All the way to 2023.
Yep. And
Take
then
us on the journey. Take us on the journey. What was it like the first couple of months of hosting open mic for you?
it was fun. I mean, I was a little nervous at first, but I took to it real quick. So I love it. I love hosting. So it was not a chore at all. It's lots of
Now,
fun.
do you rehearse the songs with the band, or the band already knows the songs you're going to sing?
They usually already know the songs, but sometimes, if you want to learn a new one, you'll come a little early and rehearse.
Wow. So, what are your favorite songs back in the day? What were the songs that you loved to sing on Sunday Spotlight?
Oh God, I don't even remember. I honestly don't remember, but I probably did a lot of jazz and some blues maybe because I was more into that at that time than I was R&B. I mean,
Okay, let's
as
bring
far as
it up.
singing,
Huh?
that is.
Right. Let's bring it up to 2023. I walk into the Esquire Club. Who's hosting that open mic is Sheila K. Tell us about that night, the songs you sing, and the band that was playing behind you.
It just depends. I mean, Thursday night is my favorite open mic at the Flight Path. That's my favorite open mic.
Okay, tell us about Flight
But,
Path and where
you
is it?
know, I don't know about other artists, but for me, it just really depends on how I'm feeling, what I'm going through in my life, what I, what I feel like singing. I usually try to sing something that I can sort of channel my issues because to me, open mic is therapy, which is why I go so much. I just, it's a place for artists to sort of not only express themselves, but it's like therapy. You're releasing.
Okay, so where is the place that you sing on Thursday nights for open mic?
Oh, it's over in Burien.
Oh, in Burien.
Mm,
Okay. Tell us the name because people might want to come see you, Sheila K. The
It's
singer.
it's called Flight Path, but I
Okay.
do host at the Esquire sometimes too, and was hosting sometimes at the Cab in Tacoma, but they're closed for temporary reasons. I don't know what's going on. So
Oh,
yeah,
you talk about so the Caballero, they did an open mic also?
yeah, every Tuesday.
Wow. So you covered the whole city and Tacoma.
Well, I don't know if I, I would say it like that because there's rotating hosts. So it'd be me one day, one week, and then the next week it might be Lizzie Sunshine, and then the next week it might be Jam a little. And it's the same way at Flight Path, and the Esquire. And then when we had Sisters Rock the Arts, it was that way. Each week we had a different host.
Wow. Sisters Rock the Arts. Can you share with us what that's about?
Well, it's funny because I had my own open mic for a while, right? And then in 2015, I walked the Camino de Santiago, and I was gone for 6 weeks. And when we got back, my open mic was gone. The owners made some changes and stuff. So I was looking for an open mic, and someone told me about Sisters Rock the Arts. It was some females who just started an open mic. I was like, that sounds dope. So I went down there one night and immediately fell in love with it. And then they asked me to be the second week hostess, and that's how I got involved.
Nice.
And
Nice.
we actually had let me see, Z was the first host, I was the second week host, and then Fish Hooks was the third week host, and then it was either Marissa or Geneva would be the fourth week host. So
Wow.
it was a quite a phenomenon. And we're actually, speaking of that, we're doing a reunion show on March 23rd. So, folks, if you're listening to this, you really don't want to miss that. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be
March
just like the old days.
23rd. That's one day before my birthday.
Oh, well, you need to be there then and celebrate.
Yeah, March
Just saying,
23rd. You got
March
to send
23rd.
me the info.
I will. We're going to get we'll get a super cool flyer made and just really promote it because people miss it. They still ask about it.
Wow, that's cool.
And I was happy to be a part of it. So, yeah.
Can you tell us about your stories production at Rainier Valley Community Center? Oh, what is it called? Rainier.
Rainier Arts.
Okay, Rainier
That was
Arts.
back in the summer, but the first one we did was last March, this past March. Super successful, so uplifting and inspiring. And the next one was too. We didn't get as big of an attendance. Excuse me. In the one in the summer, but I really think this one in February 16th at Rumba Notes. I think this one's going to be really good. We've got some amazing people. Frank P. Barrow from KRIZ is going to be one of our storytellers, and Debrina Jackson Gandy, who is she's a coach, she's an entrepreneur, she's an
Oh,
amazing
she's like
woman.
the co-owner of Nate Jackson's Super Funny Club in Tacoma.
Yeah, so she's going to be one of our speakers, or not speakers, storytellers, and then Monique Franklin, her stage name is a Verbal Oasis. She is dope. And so she's going to do some spoken word for us and share her story as well. And then Brittany Davis is going to be doing the music. So, it's going to be a fabulous evening. And so I hope people get it down on their calendars now. They don't want to miss this. Just saying.
Okay, let's go back to March. Tell us what Stories is all about. How did you create it? What production company it's under? Let's give people an insight of what Stories is all about, Sheila K.
Well, how our stories came about was me and being in a really dark place. I lost my job, and then I had a really bad car accident. And my car flipped 3 times, and I walked away from it, which was a miracle. And so then I found myself, without a job, without any money, without a car. It was pretty dark. And I yelled at God, and I said, I don't know what I'm doing here. I was just so, I just didn't know what to do about anything anymore. And so then I just started watching some inspirational videos. I like watching those because they inspire me. And we're all human beings, right? So if one person can get through some troubling times and go on to have great success, like Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Harvey, their stories are so inspiring. It's like, dude, I haven't even had it that bad. You know what I mean? And look at the way they are today. So I started watching some videos, and Oprah, she made a comment. She said, you have to find what moves you, and that would be your calling. So I was thinking to myself, well, what really moves me? And so many things came up, like, singing, theater, things I do as an artist. But I still have that knot, like, in my heart. Excuse me. And I was like, okay, what really moves me? And then our stories came up, and I was like, ding, ding, ding. That's it. Because when I look back over my life, it's people's stories, how they've overcome hardships or whatnot. That's what's always inspired me when I've like been sort of down on my luck or whatever. I was like, well, they did it and they were worse off than me, so surely I can do it. And so that's where our stories came out of that. Because I
Amazing
figured I
story.
if if someone's story can heal somebody, especially in our artistic community, that's beautiful. Because after COVID, artists took it hard. People who worked in the food industry and people that worked in healthcare and artists, and musicians, immediately, like a lot of our money was just shut off. You know what I'm saying? So if your job is gigging all the time in clubs or restaurants, and then all of a sudden the clubs and the restaurants are closed, there goes all your income. And so
Wow.
artistic people went through a lot. And so I want to give back. I want to by people being vulnerable on stage and then also having a combination of music or an art form, it really does heals the community. And so that's what I'm trying to do: inspire, motivate, all of that.
Okay, let's fast forward to the summer. This summer, who were some of the people that shared their stories?
Oh, this one past summer, it was amazing. Darren Matamity, excuse me, who was from Seattle, used to perform here. He lives in Vegas now. He'll be at Muckleshoot on Sunday, though. Um, he shared his story, and he was our guest musician. And then we had Reverend Eric Odell, who used to be the senior minister at Amazing Grace Spiritual Center. He's retired now. And he shared his story. And then also Fish Hooks, Bradley Caldwell Fish Hooks, he shared his story. And so did Dr. Emmy, aka Tess, one of my friends, who shared her story as well. So it was a good time. I just wish we would have had a little bigger crowd that night.
What moved you about Darren Motamidy's story? What touched you? Him being an out of town artist, always flying back, doing muckle shoots on Sundays. What was it about his story that touched your life?
It wasn't so much his story per se, because I wanted him in the show, period, because he's an amazing musician, and he has some very beautiful spiritual pieces that he's written himself. And I really wanted to hear the music, but he wanted to share some of his story, so that was fine. And I appreciated his humility, mostly his humility. He's just a very humble man.
Yeah, I know Darren Motamedy growing up in the Church of God in Christ, and they used to have church conferences at Alzheimer Memorial in the Church of God in Christ, and Michael Cole of the group that they do a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire music. His tribute band.
Sweet. Yeah, you talking about is it the Earth, Wind and Fire tribute band, Kalimba?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're good.
before that, Michael Cole and Darren, they're really good friends. So every time Michael Cole's church band would play, Darren Motamedy would come in and be the special guest artist, and he would just like blow everybody away, you know.
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah, he always does.
yeah, and he's put out a couple of, he has a couple of CD projects, but he's such a cool guy. Um, what I like about Darren Motamedy is he knows how to be a part of whatever setting he's in, whether
Yeah.
it's on the stage, in a jazz club, in a church. He knows how to present in all those different settings, and you feel the love that comes out of him when he plays because he always does his best.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he really gives of himself. You can tell.